All right, we should be on there. Hey everyone, it's Elijah Perkins checking in when to make this video. Hopefully it goes semi-quick. Don't know how long this might take, but I'm going to be talking a little bit about this, doTERRA's MITO 2 Max Energy and Stamina Complex Blend, a supplement I've been taking for a couple months now. Really been enjoying it. You might have seen some of my other videos. I typically do Facebook Live or something like that, but I wanted to make this video and record it and put it on YouTube so people could watch it later on. And yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I'm not a supplementation expert right off the gate. Not a professional by any means, but I did do some research into the ingredients of this because I've been using it for a couple months and noticed a lot of really good results personally. So I wanted to look and see what was in it, why it might have helped, and why it might be important, and why some other people might need it. So hopefully this will be really good, and I will need to share my screen to show my slides here. But yeah, so we're going to be taking an in-depth look at this, and hopefully we'll get some good stuff out of it. All right, so let's get started because there's a lot to it. So go ahead and share my screen here. Awesome. Well, great. And here, awesome. So I've got these slides, the MITO 2 Max Energy and Stamina Complex, an in-depth look as to what's exactly in it and why it may help increase your energy and stamina. So that's actually not me in the picture. I wish it was. He looks like he's got good push-up form. So let's just keep going. This is what it looks like if you've never seen it. And it's very nice. I like the fact that the actual tablets are very soft. They're not hard encapsulated in gel or anything like that. They have vegetable capsules as their surrounding, so they're very soft and very easy to digest, and you know you're going to get them in your system pretty quick. So that's pretty nice. But right off the gate, let's look at the supplementation facts. Let's look at what could be in these. So the amount per serving, or the serving size, is 2 capsules. It's a 30-day supply, so there's 60 capsules total. And typical is you take them in the morning, 2 capsules, while you're taking your other supplementation. So it's got 3 different groups in here of good ingredients. So it's got the mitochondrial energy cofactors, the circulation support blend, and the adaptogenic blend. You might see those here, here, and here. And so all these other ones are kind of lumped into these 3 main categories of ingredients. Obviously, note, keep out of the reach of children. If you're pregnant or nursing, or people with known medical conditions should consult a physician before using. Always do that before you take a new supplement. If you have, an intense life thing, maybe post or pre-surgery, just tell your doctor before you start a new thing. But if you're just a guy or girl looking for some holistic, healthy alternatives to an energy and workout supplement, this might be the thing for you. So let's keep looking. So what's the purpose? From doTERRA, off their website, this is what it says. Trillions of cells make up each human body. It is remarkable to reflect on the synergy that occurs between those cells. The energy for life comes from within the mitochondria of each of these cells. As we age, our body's mitochondrial function becomes less efficient. This leaves us with lower levels of energy and more toxic cellular exhaust. The sports and activities we enjoyed in our youth can become less enjoyable. Some people try to boost their energy levels through caffeine and other stimulants that can provide a quick buzz, but often leave us feeling worse. So what are the mitochondria? You might have heard about these in school. You might know them as the powerhouse of the cell, or the little energy, production plants of the cell. I had to look up a good definition because it's been a while since I've researched this, and I've got links to all of my sources too. So if people want to know about the things that I've looked up, they can just let me know. Anyway, so the mitochondria are organelles found in the cells of every complex organism. They produce about 90% of the chemical energy that cells need to survive. No energy equals no life. So it's easy to see why, when mitochondria go wrong, serious diseases are the result, and why it is important that we understand how they work. So these are what is producing your energy. It's what's giving the cell life and energy to keep on doing what the cell's doing. It's very important that we keep our mitochondria healthy. A cell is the smallest reproducible or living organism, and the mitochondria are a function of the cell. They're inside of it, and yeah, so that we need these because we have a lot of cells and they all need energy. So let's look at and see what's in it. So The mitochondrial energy cofactors, I kind of broke it down by group. So we're first going to be talking about the mitochondrial energy cofactors, and the very first ingredient was the acetyl L-carnitine HCl 600 milligrams. The acetyl L-carnitine is an amino acid, which is a building block for proteins, which if you don't know what that is, this is what it is. The amino acids are building blocks for protein strands in our body. So our protein strands look like this long chains of these little amino acids. So your amino acids are just floating around. They actually gather together and form these peptides, and then the peptides form long chains to make protein strands. So that's what they are. So it's naturally produced in the body, and it helps the body produce energy. This acetyl L-carnitine is naturally produced in our body as a compound. So the acetyl L-carnitine is used for a variety of mental disorders, including Alzheimer's disease, age-related memory loss, late-life depression, thinking problems related to alcoholism, and thinking problems related to Lyme disease. It is also used for Down syndrome, poor circulation in the brain, cataracts, nerve pain due to diabetes, nerve pain due to drugs used in the treatment of AIDS, and facial paralysis. So some men use acetyl L-carnitine for infertility, symptoms of male menopause, and low testosterone levels due to aging. So, interestingly enough, the body can convert L-carnitine to acetyl L-carnitine and vice versa, but no one knows whether the effects of acetyl L-carnitine are from the chemical itself, from the L-carnitine it can make, or from some other chemical made along the way. For now, don't substitute one form of carnitine for the other. So, if you're using carnitine for something, it's not suggested to. If your body needs acetyl L-carnitine and someone just tells you to take L-carnitine because your body can switch it over, you shouldn't do that because we don't know why we get the benefits from it exactly. It's still a little bit of a mysterious substance, but lots of really good benefits in there. So we have things that's like the thing that I think they wanted to focus on for this was some men use the acetyl L-carnitine for infertility, symptoms of male menopause, low testosterone levels. So inferring from this statement, which all of this is gotten from WebMD, inferring from this that acetyl L-carnitine can help with low testosterone levels, it is thought to maybe help boost natural testosterone production. So it's pretty interesting, a pretty cool thing to add to it. The 600 milligrams, I assume, is a really good amount to be taking. I looked up different ones and saw that people that typically take it can start from anywhere from 40 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams of dosage. So the 600 is a pretty good in-between middle mark, which doTERRA does with a lot of their ingredients. They typically go for that mid-range just to get what you need without overdoing it, which I really like. So acetyl L-carnitine was the first ingredient and seemed to be pretty good. So let's keep looking. And it's an amino acid. So the next thing that we're using, or the next thing that is in the MITO2 max is this alpha lipoic acid, the 50 milligrams of it. So it's a bit like any other antioxidant substance, which I think I have a picture of an antioxidant here. So just a little bit of background and a little bit of a refresher into what an antioxidant is we have these things called free radicals here on the right. Right, we have free radicals, which are basically incomplete cells, and they're floating around, causing damage and causing problems. And a free radical is a lot more unpredictable than a cell. It just is not good. So we have these antioxidants, which have a lot of extra electrons, right? And so it can actually donate an electron. It'll attach to the free radical and donate one of its electrons, so that the free radical actually gets its nice little pairs and it's all even, and then it becomes a healthy cell. So that's a refresher as to what a free radical is and why it's important to have antioxidants, and you want foods high in antioxidants to combat the amount of free radicals we get in our diet and just through life, right? So we need a lot of these antioxidants. Anyway, so the alpha lipoic acid, it's an antioxidant substance, a substance that inhibits the oxidation of cells that we produce. According to bodybuilding.com, which, hey, I'm on there, To give a scientific explanation as to what alpha lipoic acid is, or ALA for short, a lot of people use that, and you've probably heard that acronym for it. One of the easiest ways to explain it would be that it is an essential cofactor in energy metabolism in an organism, from microbes to humans. Simply defined, it is a substance such as a coenzyme that must be available in order for any other substance, such as an enzyme, to produce a specific result. Additionally, when present in sufficient quantities, alpha lipoic acts as an antioxidant. The amount of alpha lipoic acid naturally present in the body may not be adequate to obtain the antioxidant benefits. Increasing the amount of alpha lipoic acid through dietary supplementation can be helpful to perform this vital function. So, interestingly enough, let's break that down for a second. So our body already produces ALA. That's all I'll talk about it. ALA, we already reproduce it. It acts as an antioxidant in high quantities. Our body might not be sufficient enough in the production of it as we think and would hope, so we need to increase it. We need to find foods that could have it already, and you can do that naturally, which I like about this. I'm not a fan of substituting, especially for hormones or something that our body can naturally produce. I'm not about doing things to synthetically produce hormones. This is not a hormone, it's an antioxidant. Never get that idea. I don't think that that's a good thing to mess around with. So, increasing the amount of ALA through dietary supplementation can be helpful. And there's a lot of people that, if you're into working out or bodybuilding, you've probably heard of ALA. It's got a lot of really, really good benefits. It's an essential cofactor in energy metabolism. So, I mean, everyone wants that when they're working out. The combination of these two attributes makes ALA a unique antioxidant supplement. Your body does, in fact, manufacture the ALA, but supplementing it provides benefits beyond its involvement in the carbohydrate metabolism. For starters, ALA is able to deactivate both the fat and water-soluble free radicals, which is the buildup of excess minerals underneath the surface of your skin, what we talked about, and thereby protect both lipoproteins and membranes. No other antioxidant can do this. So to give more of an understandable answer, for those who just want to know what ALA can do for them, it helps to take the toxins out of the body and thereby improving overall health. If you want to know what it does in a nutshell, that's what it does. So it's a good thing to be adding to your body any way you can get it. And I like that. I like putting things in layman's terms like that because, I'm not a scientist. I'm not an aromatherapist or certified in any means. I'm just a guy looking for answers and looking as to why some of these things might be beneficial for us. And definitely, if you're the kind of person that is on the same sort of path and you want to know about it, message me, let me know, send me a comment, give this video, whatever, let me know. Anyway, to note, your body does produce ALA naturally, but we already talked about this. Increasing your dosage by small amounts may help in energy production, metabolism speed, and the like. So you could just supplement your diet and get more ALA in it by eating things like broccoli, yams, potatoes, Brussels sprouts, spinach. Some of those leafy deep greens and or roots tend to work very, very well for that. So let's keep going. There's the free radicals. The last ingredient in this mitochondrial energy cofactors category of ingredients is the coenzyme Q10, which is CoQ10. You also get 50 milligrams of that. So equal amounts of the CoQ10 and the ALA. This is also a naturally produced nutrient found in the body. So we're not introducing anything the body does not already have or need or want. Natural stuff that the body either already produces or plant-based materials, as I've seen as a theme of what doTERRA puts in their supplements. So it seems to help generate energy into the cells, but it tends to decrease as we age. It's stored from inside the mitochondria of your cells. Luckily, even though we lose some of our CoQ10 as time goes on, we're able to either take in supplements or foods like meats, cold water fish, and vegetable oils high in this powerful substance. So we already start off with a good amount of the CoQ10. It helps generate our energy. There's a lot of substances that our body produces when we're little that we decrease as we age. HGH is one of them. CoQ10 is another one. And it just decreases as we get older. So you can supplement your diet. You can do things to help with some of these hormones that decrease as we age. You can't stop it, you can't reverse it, but there's things you can do to help and to prolong that time that you have with it. So things that you could do are using a lot of vegetable oils, olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, stuff like that. Cold water fish, so I think that's like perch and salmon, meats, and other things like that. So according to an article posted by healthline.com, potential benefits of supplementing CoQ10 may be treating heart failure. That could definitely be helpful. Could help with fertility. Another thing that that the acetyl L-carnitine kind of helped with. So some of these things that produce testosterone and give us a little bit more energy like that. Healthy skin could reduce headaches, exercise performance. This one was shaky. There wasn't as much information on this. That's why I didn't add it on here. And there's a lot of benefits and we have a lot of ingredients. So I couldn't add everything that I wanted to. But anyway, we're going to get to as much stuff as we can. It could help with diabetes prevention, maybe cancer prevention. That was an interesting one. Good for the brain and may help protect the lungs as well. So these are some potential benefits that could be added to supplementing CoQ10. You just have to be careful with what you say and what you read on the internet. There's a lot of benefits that you don't know where exactly they come from, but I mean, it's very understood that CoQ10 is a natural good substance, so I trust all these things. Anyway, the summary of the mitochondrial energy cofactors is, first off, we had the acetyl L-carnitine, which you remember we had 600 milligrams of that, an amino acid utilized for the loss of testosterone, cognitive functions, helps the body in energy production, and super beneficial for the heart and brain function. We had our ALA in it, which is a unique antioxidant substance found by the body naturally, or produced by the body naturally, but supplementation of such provides further benefits from such after decrease in output or beyond the normal capacity of carbohydrate metabolism. So we always want to keep our carbohydrate metabolism up. We also, I mean, anyone that's trying to work out or anything, typically you're not carbo loading like The Rock every day. You're watching your carbohydrate metabolism and you're wanting to keep that up as much as you can. Our CoQ10 as an energy-producing antioxidant-like substance produced naturally within the body to help remove oxidative damage, and we decrease our supply of it with age and time. So all these things are just really, really good. All natural things that are produced by the body, like the acetyl L-carnitine. You remember our body either has L-carnitine or acetyl L-carnitine, and it already produces it naturally. Alpha lipoic and the CoQ10 are the same. So I like that these are natural things that my body's already producing that I can supplement that is giving me a little bit of this as I get older and I'm not making as much of it. So right now at 19, my body's in high gear making a lot of this stuff, but I know that I'm going to need more of it as I get older, and I'm going to need to balance that out. So let's look at the next group, which is the circulation support blend. What does that mean? So the system that circulates blood, if you don't know what your circulatory system is, it is the system that circulates blood and lymph through the body, consisting of their heart, blood vessels, blood, lymph, and the lymphatic vessels and glands. So if we can't transport all of these good things that help with our energy production to our mitochondria, then no materials for them to work in your body. That makes sense. We have our mitochondria inside of our cells. If we can't get the supplies to them that they need, they're kind of screwed. They're just sitting there in limbo. So we have all these great substances, and we need something that is going to help get these substances to those cells. So we need to increase and help our circulatory system. So the very first ingredient on that was the oligonol, which is the lychee fruit extract. And the lychee fruit is interesting. It's a fleshy, antioxidant-rich fruit found in southeastern countries with many health benefits, including, according to flaps.com, they have antioxidant, anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antiviral, anti-diabetic, anti-obesity, liver protective, and immune-boosting benefits. They're especially rich in polyphenols, which are plant-based antioxidants, which those are probably my favorite. I love knowing that I'm getting good stuff from plants. That is, if you know anything about me, you know me personally, you've watched any of my other videos, I'm very into plant-based medicine and health. And so including proanthocyanidins, which I can't read all these words, sorry, which may help prevent serious heart problems, cancer, and other diseases. So it's obvious that it's got a lot of really good benefits. And also of note, the lychee is high in oligonol, a substance that breaks down further into many antioxidants and helps assist in circulation. It's also effective at reducing fat, targeting fat directly while increasing stamina. So if you're wanting something, you know, a lot of these people are going through the superfoods, which doTERRA uses as well in their substances. Some people just substitute for their superfood. They will substitute like the lychee fruit, or what we're going to talk about later, which is the green tea and the ashwagandha. A lot of people will just use that. So it's good to be getting something for fairly cheap that you're not spending a whole lot of money on all of these, getting a little bit of each one, and I think instead of overloading on one. So this is the lychee fruit, and there's a story that I saw about this. That's why I put on here, be careful, may make hungry children cry, because there was stories in, I think, southern India where they were talking about the lychee fruit, and kids were actually eating them, and it was making them cry at night because they were eating so little, and then they were just stuffing themselves on these lychee fruit because there wasn't anything else around. And it's so good at upping your metabolism and lowering blood sugar that these kids with already low blood sugar were in pain and just had nothing in their system because the lychees were just absolutely going through everything. So definitely not a good thing to be just eating solely, especially if you're already not getting a lot of food. They're great and wonderful at what they do, which is why they have that effect. So if you're a hungry kid, you know, not eating a whole lot, don't just start eating lychees. It will result in bad stuff. So the next ingredient we're going to talk about was the nectar of the ancient ones, Camellia sinensis, which, if anyone knows what that is, if you can guess what it is before I'm talking about it by the obvious picture and in the good quote, then you're on the right track. We're obviously talking about green tea, and it is the healthiest thing I can think to drink. I found that quote by this guy, Christopher Oshner, who is a PhD, obviously very smart guy. He had a whole article written about it, but that was one of the quotes in there that I was like, wow, I'm going to get some of this, and wanted it. So if you're not convinced about green tea, I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do to convince you just because it's so good. I mean, I had to really, really, really consider what to put on here because every article I saw about green tea was just like, this stuff is awesome. You need to be drinking it. It's also been shown to increase your fat burning and boost the metabolic rate in human controlled trials. It's a great alternative to coffee in the morning. It helps improve your blood flow. It's good at preventing high blood pressure and congestive heart failure. It lowers your cholesterol. If you're not convinced on drinking green tea, just go ahead and do it anyway because it's going to be beneficial for you. And there's really nothing I can do to convince you of how good it is. It's just one of those things that you can get so deep down in the rabbit hole with green tea, but it's just it's a really, really good thing to be adding on here. I was excited to see that they have it on here. And this is another polyphenol extract that they have from the green tea. And this with the lychee fruit together, they have 50 milligrams of both of the extracts together. So I'm assuming 25 of each. Not sure their exact numbers on that, but they mix their little blend of that together. So you know how we talked about the polyphenols, which are plant-based antioxidants. That's what they're getting from the green tea and from the lychee together. So they're just really good things. Everything I saw about the green tea was really good for your heart, and things like improving your blood flow, things that are going to help your circulation a lot. The last thing for this middle section of the circulation support blend was the quercetin, and we have this is the last thing, and then we're going to move on into the adaptogenic blend. But the quercetin, this is its chemical makeup, and it's a really, really good substance. Let me see what I've got here. It's a plant flavanol that gives pigment to such plants and is found in buckwheat, green tea, apples, berries, and red wine, which if you get the reference, I'm going to love you forever. But according to the Global Healing Center, LP, there are many uses and benefits from ingesting quercetin regularly in your diet, including the cardiovascular health. So, these are some of its benefits. Supports cardiovascular health. Studies have been shown that the consumption of flavonoids, especially quercetin, offer a twofold benefit, at least in promoting overall cardiovascular health. First, it encourages blood flow. Secondly, researchers have observed that quercetin's antioxidant action protects against the LDL cholesterol oxidation. This may be beneficial because oxidation causes LDL cholesterol to stick to artery walls. So this is saying that it cleans out your artery walls, cleans out your artery walls of this LDL, and which I guess is bad from the way that this paragraph is making it sound. Anything that's sticking to your artery walls is probably not going to be the best for you, so you're going to want something to clean that out. Cholesterol oxidation, it also helps protect against that, which we talked about, oxidation from those free radicals. It's not the best for you. It's a very high antioxidant action. Really, really good thing. Glad that they're putting it into the substance. So, quick summary. The oligonol and green tea extract, which are the polyphenols from both of these, they're both powerful antioxidant high substances that assist in blood circulation, clearing off of free radicals, lowering your cholesterol, and producing energy in the body. Quercetin, a flavonol found in many healthy fruits and foods, has several health benefits, including reducing blood pressure, fighting off infection and inflammation, and is said to have similar effects of caffeine while slightly less potent. So that's another thing in doTERRA, is they were talking about how the MITO 2 Max might be a good thing for people trying to get off of the caffeine, trying to get off of the energy drinks. If you want something healthy to maybe not get such a bad crash, if you're addicted to caffeine or addicted to these energy drinks and you're scared about going off of them because you might get a really bad crash, this might be something that could help. I know the hardest part about taking this supplement is feeling like I need to cut back on the coffee. You almost don't need it with all the good stuff in here, and we aren't even at the last thing. This last group is the one I'm most excited about, and I actually really, really liked reading up on, which was the adaptogenic blend. And I was like, what does adaptogenic mean? I had not heard that word before. Well, I actually have. I've heard it used by like Dr. Axe, but I didn't know what it meant. And the adaptogens greatly improve your body's ability to adapt to stress, whether it's a hectic schedule, heat or cold, noise, high altitude, or any number of other stressors. This is a light class of herbs impart strength, energy, stamina, and endurance. They improve mental clarity. In many parts of the non-Western world, adaptogens are used extensively in high-risk, fast reflex occupations, from athletes to miners to deep-sea divers, which I did not think of miners as a fast reflex occupation, but yeah, I assume that it is. With the scientific data to back these natural wonders already available and more research underway, it's only a matter of time before the adaptogens begin making their mark on the United States. So that's basically saying that they've used it everywhere else in the world before the U.S. because, of course, everyone else is already way ahead of the game, and starting to use these is going to be a huge help in our health and fitness. And I think here in the United States, I can't wait for them to become more mainstream, because right now we're trying to find good places to get like moringa and stuff like that besides Kroger. Anyway, so the first thing that they used is in their adaptogenic blend was they used 40 milligrams of cordyceps, which is called the caterpillar fungus. It's not your traditional supplement. It's used extensively in Asia for many years. Of course, they're ahead of the game, which is anyone's surprise. So an interesting study posted on the cordyceps by realmushrooms.com, which, of course, they have a website called realmushrooms.com. It looked pretty exciting, though, from what I was seeing. A study from the evidence-based Complementary Alternative Medicine Journal in 2015, which try saying that 2 times fast, looked at the anti-fatigue effects on the cordyceps militaris supplementation on rodents, and the results are quite exciting. The study found that the rodents that received 2 weeks of cordyceps supplementation displayed greater levels of delayed fatigue compared to the rodents not given the cordyceps. Not only that, but the cordyceps rodent group had higher levels of ATP, antioxidant enzyme levels, and best part of all, lower levels of lactic acid, a key component regarding fatigue and time to exhaustion. In other words, these rodents were able to push longer and harder without tiring out, which, if you don't know what lactic acid is, who here has worked out and then, you're working your arms or whatever, you're 30 push-ups in and your arms just start to feel tired. It hurts to push. The lactic acid is the thing that is making it hurt to push. That is what leaves your muscles feeling sore. It's what gives that hard hurt feeling after a hard time working out, is the lactic acid. So this is saying that it lowers your levels of lactic acid. In this study of rodents, it did, at least. So, I mean, it's pretty positive, pretty exciting. I want something that makes me not hurt after I work out, at least not as bad. So they also had higher levels of ATP, which is our energy production. It's great, really, really good for the mitochondrial factor as well. Anyway, let's keep moving on. We have the ginseng, which is 40 milligrams, and it refers to 11 different types of short, slowly growing plants with fleshy roots. So while ginseng has been used by millions of people for health benefits for many years, there aren't a lot of modern studies done on the health benefits of the plant. It's interesting because I see this common theme with the adaptogens, and I think that that's because it's a little bit incentivized here in the West to not do so many modern studies on these, because I think they work. It's one of those things where they've used them in health for many, many years, everyone else around the world, but they just haven't studied them because they're like, well, they work anyway. Why are we going to study them? The WebMD said, American ginseng contains chemicals called ginsenosides that seem to affect insulin levels in the body and lower blood sugar. Other chemicals called polysaccharides might affect the immune system. So these are things on WebMD that it says it's possibly effective for. Diabetes and respiratory tract infections. There's also research that suggests possible benefits for exercise, but the evidence is as of yet insufficient. Interestingly enough, though, there have been slight research done to test the cognitive function benefits of ginseng, and the results are sporadic but not negligible. So there were some studies that I saw that were posted here on WebMD that suggested that the ginseng might be helpful for cognitive function, people with learning or degenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and stuff like that, that there might be possible benefits from using something like ginseng, and it might be something that could help keep that sharp mind, reflexes, some of the things that we were talking about that the adaptogenic or the adaptogens could help with. So kind of high reflex, keep that cognitive ability sharp. Let's look at the last one, which is the ashwagandha. So the ashwagandha root extract was 20 milligrams, and this is the one that everyone's really excited for. I've seen a lot of hype about ashwagandha, and and I love that they've added it in here, because I was looking at different supplements to just get ashwagandha. It's pretty expensive. To know that it's added into this already, it's a low dose, 20 milligrams, but you're not really going to find it anywhere else unless it's already added into something, unless you just want to supplement ashwagandha by itself, which could get pricey. So this horse sweat root, which it's called that because the actual root itself smells like that, which I think I've got a picture here. Yeah, there it is. That's what it looks like, and apparently it smells like horse sweat. It has been used for centuries in Middle Eastern medicine. So it's ranging from doses of 2 milligrams to 450, depending on what you're trying to treat. Ashwagandha has a wide variety of benefits and uses. One study by the International Journey of Ayurveda research, posted by healthline.com, seems to suggest that ashwagandha can be beneficial for heart health and can be beneficial for improving muscle strength and endurance. So a couple more potential benefits could be arthritis, anxiety, Alzheimer's, problems with adrenal fatigue, underactive thyroid, increased muscle mass and increasing your muscle mass and sexual dysfunctions. So obviously it's going to be a very, very good thing, a very good natural benefit to working out. It looks like it gives a lot of energy, according to some of these things. Like I said, you've got to be careful with saying exactly what it can and can't do, because everyone's different. But so anyway, about the dosage for it, like I said, I've seen things where it's got 2 milligrams of ashwagandha, and then I saw somewhere it had way more than 450 with just the direct supplementation. There was somewhere it had 600 to I don't even know. It was a lot, but I think that you're good just starting off at 20, and then if you really, really like it, you can always up your dose. But yeah, this is a good starter thing for that. Anyway, we got the ashwagandha root right there. And then my overall conclusion was 9 out of 10 because I've really, really been enjoying it. And I really liked what they had in it. So although in the end, I would be curious to see the results from upping the ashwagandha dosage, like I said, I believe this is a powerhouse supplement for the whole price of $20 added to the LLV, from the green tea to the ginseng, cordyceps, ashwagandha. It's an incredible supplement for a holistic approach to fitness supplementation and should be added to your exercise regimen for potential increased stamina, endurance, muscle growth, less fatigue, cardiovascular health, and daily vitality for wherever your activity, from taking a run to sitting on the couch. So that's the end of my presentation. Let me get out of here. And we will stop sharing the screen. And yeah, so that was basically my take on the ashwagandha, or my take on the supplement in of itself. And like I said, I'm not a supplementation expert. I couldn't go into all this stuff. I have friends that are, and I asked a couple of them about the specific things like the cordyceps, the ashwagandha typically, and the green tea, and they all loved it. They were like, any supplement you can take having any of these things in there, you're going to want to take. So I was really pleased to know that all three of them are in the MitoMax. Now, you can get the MitoMax for $20, but you can only get it by adding it onto the LOV pack in doTERRA. So if you're interested in learning about healthy supplementation, you want to get something that's holistic, and you want to get it from a good company that doesn't skimp on their supplements, I recommend looking into doTERRA. Every person I've seen that's tried their supplements has either A, loved it, or like gotten rid of all their other stuff. They're really, really good, and they really stick by their word. They have a thing, if you try the LLV, which it's their pack of basic vitality supplements like daily nutrition and stuff like that, if you try that, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you try it, don't like it, you can get your money back. But it comes in a pack of 3. It's like $70 to get all of them. Really, really good. You can't find that price really anywhere else that I've seen. So you can get all of these, and then you can add up to 3 additional of their supplements for $20. Now, a typical price for the MitoMax is actually going to be a little bit more expensive than that. The typical price for it, even wholesale, is $40, so you get it half price if you add it onto the LLB. It's really, really good. Anyway, that is my take on the MitoMax. Personal experiences that I've had with it is I feel like way better throughout the day. I find out that I'm sleeping better at night. I feel like I have more energy, and I'm not as sore in my workouts. And I do work out every day, so I have been trying to, at least for the past few months. And it's a hard thing, and it's really hard to get started into it. But having some good tools in the tool belt really don't hurt, and it makes me feel good to know that they're holistic, natural tools as well. Anyway, yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the video, and we'll make another one again when I can find time to do the research on the other ones. All right, peace out, everyone. Bye.